Like a circle in a spiral, like a wheel within a wheel, never ending or beginning, like the circles that you find in the windmills of your mind.
Visit StogieGeeks.com/Debonaire for a list of retailers who carry Debonaire cigars. Buy some today and get a little more Debonaire.
Welcome back to the Stogie Geeks Show, episode 212 for this Monday, December 5th, 2016. Will Cooper from Studio C in North Carolina, Mark, Riley, and Tyler at the controls of the Villiger North America Studios in Rhode Island. Aaron Loomis, our guest co-host out from California. Aaron, thank you very much for joining. And we're in our Debonaire Ideal segment. Phil saying he's going to stick around for this. And the funny thing is, as we kind of finished up that interview, we kind of got into the Debonaire Ideal. That as we were going through this segment, as we were going through that interview, we were kind of just going through a lot of different things, connecting those conduits of life. I guess this is the formality. And I decided to pick rum tonight as a topic. Now, and part of the reason is because I wanted to see if Phil would stick around, because Phil actually also, as part of Debonaire House, is in the rum business, and we could talk a little about that. But Phil, what came with the interest in rum?
I mean, when we first started to do it, we got the logo and the brand at the same time. And I always thought it'd be like a good for an arranged marriage, when we do these events, tastings and stuff, might as well use our own brand with the other own brand, Debonaire House, and have it encompass each other and have, blend. The cigars are blended more towards, the sweeter aspect with the strength mixed with the sweetness of the, the caramel taste in the rum and all that stuff, with the non-solara and all those different things that go into the rum making and the macerators and all that. And that was why we got into the rum business. And be honest with you, we've not really done much in the States. It's ended up being really done real well for us in Europe, and I've kind of not concentrated on it at all because the cigars got so, I got so caught up in the cigars that I didn't have time to do the rum, and we had some good people in Europe that took a hold of it, and in the States, it's a full-time job like I'd have to do with the cigars, and I just have not put the time and effort in the States that should be put into it. And I think this year is the year that we're really going to try. We got 4 or 5 states we can sell in, and we're going to try to work it from there,
That's awesome. I've sampled Phil's rums, and we could get into a lot of different rums. That coffee rum, which I'm normally not a flavor, like kind of the fusion of flavor. That coffee rum is something incredible, is what I'm just gonna tell you. I wish I had some with this Debonaire Maduro Robusto right now. I could just pair. I can remember how great that was. I went to. Why do I'll ask this maybe to both of you guys, why do people like rum, and there is a marriage between rum and cigars, and it's kind of a weird marriage because it's a sweeter drink, and you wouldn't think that that's something, you wouldn't think that's something it's kind of an odd marriage. But why do you think people like rum and cigars so much?
I think for me, I mean, I enjoy the sweet flavors. I have a sweet tooth, so I kind of enjoy that sweeter profile. So I think kind of along the lines of port and rum, those things kind of are similar type styles when you can get a really sweet rum. And I just think it pairs well. It's a you don't get an immense sweetness from a cigar, so it gives you a little bit of those contrasting flavors that they can really pair well together.
I think from the people have told me, and that guys that really know what they're talking about. That because of the base of the sugar that it comes from, when you smoke a stronger cigar or any cigar, it's got its own kind of, some are bitter, some aren't, but what it does is it kind of brings out the sweetness in that tobacco, and when you're smoking a cigar and the amount of smoke and with that, the wood taste, and I mean, there's so much rum out there now. I mean, there's a lot. It's one of the largest growing segments right now out there. And I mean, we make from the 2 macerators, the honey and the coffee, we make a 5, a 8, a 15, and a 21. And Oh, they're so vastly different. And the 5-year is a distilled, right? Then aged, then filtered to make clear again. So, and people really seem to love it, you know? And I just think it's because it's the same regions. I mean, some of the stuff that's grown in the same soils in many of the same areas, the way it's distilled, and it's the sugar content. I think because the sweetness cuts some of the strength of the cigar. Because you know, some cigars after a while they kind of get bitter. That's why I drink coffee, because coffee is so bitter without any sugar that when you smoke the cigar, now the sweetness of the cigar comes out. So it's almost doing the opposite. It's like you're smoking a cigar that's starting to get strong and it's heavy, and you smoke that rum that with the alcohol that will, you know, evaporate, and you get that sweetness on the secondary, and the next thing you know, it's got that vanillin or that caramel, you know what I mean, and you get that taste and that wood, and it takes away. Then you go back to the cigar. Now it brings back that flavor of the cigar.
Phil, your rums, are they more standalone rums? They're designed to be drank straight, or are they more designed with a mixed drink?
The whites are for mixing. The whites are for mixing. You get up into the 8s, that's more standalone. 8s and up are standalone to drink, you know, 1 cube or maybe even neat, you know, sipping. And then the macerators, that's on over ice, on ice cream, or it's just, that's more an aperitif, you know, that's like an after dinner drink.
Yep. What, I mean, the darker rums, right? I've always found, like you said, the lighter rums were more for mixing. Now, when I went to Cuba, I had a different feel for that, because some of the Cuban rums I found were really good as a standalone rum. But I always felt most of the time the white rums were for mixing. The darker rums, I mean, are they more, would you find that they're more complex? What would you find that the darker rums bring to the table, you know, besides the spice and stuff like that?
No, just fattier. They're aged. It's reduced. So you're getting more of the wood from the, you know, because all rum is cured in Kentucky bourbon barrels that have been used, dried out, then they put the clear rum in it, and then they let them age for up to as long as they can. And it brings properties out of it. And what people tell me is that it comes to a point, it's not like a scotch or anything like that, but there are certain points in certain areas and certain types of Solara, non-Solara, you know, that means that, you know, what they do is it's not the mash. They take the mash, they make like they take a mash, non-Solara, they take a mash, and they make like a water from it, okay? Where they use the Solara basically is just the sugarcane bricks that they let sit, and then they distill that water, and then it gets a cleaner, clearer, more sugar, higher sugar content. And there's just a lot. It's like cigar making. It's a lot. I'm not no expert at it. We have some real great people that know what they're talking about, you know, because I don't drink anymore. So I got people that's what they do, and that's all they do. And they'll explain it to you, you know. But for me, it's on the nose when you smell. Like some of the best guys say, you don't even need to drink this, Phil. Just smell it. What do you smell? Okay, I smell a little bit of, you know, I do smell a little bit of wood. I smell some vanilla. I smell kind of maybe a little bit of a dried fruit smell, too. And he's like, yep, that's this and that's that. And it's like cigars. But I mean, what the real catadores, or what do you say, the real expert guys, they're not into mixing anything. They want it just straight. You know, 12 to 15, they say, is probably the best years for rum. You know, you get into the older stuff. I mean, it's kind of got a real strength to it. It's all across the board. Then you got your spice rums. Then you got your mixed rums. You got there's so much out there, you know.
Yeah, no, I agree. You know, it's one thing because I'm not a big. Folks who listen to the show, they know I'm not the big drinker. I do drink, though. I will have alcohol from time to time. And one thing that I've always kind of been fascinated by you know, spirits is some of the aroma and the smell you can get off of it. And that's something that I happen to really, really enjoy. It kind of adds to the experience there.
Yeah, I'm no expert, buddy. I don't drink anymore, you know, and I allow it to the people that know what they're talking about, and and these are the people that I trust. It'd be like them coming to me for cigars, you know?
Right.
And but I'm telling you, the segment of rum is growing insane. It's one of the biggest, and gin too. Gin's another one that's growing like crazy.
Yeah. Do they? You know? So, do you? I mean, there's Nicaraguan rums, there's Cuban rums, there's obviously other types of rums, Puerto Rican rum. I mean, what do you kind of, what are some of the differences that you know about between these different regions?
I mean, you got Crujan rum that they say some of the best from St. Croix. You got the stuff from the Black Seal that comes from Barbados. You got the Panamanian rum that we first made in Panama. Then now we make in the Dominican Republic the rum. They're all great in their own way. Nicaragua rum, Flor de Caña, I mean, they got some amazing stuff that comes out of there. Honduras, not so much. It's okay. Nicaragua's probably the better one from the area. Then you got Venezuela, you got Diplomatico, that's really, really good. There's so many. I'm telling you, it's so much. It's like any other spirit. It's all, and it comes down to, you know what it is? It's just like cigars. Because what you think is the best, I might think sucks. And it's all about your opinion and your palate and what you like, you know?
Yeah, and you'll feel, when I went to Nicaragua and I went to Cuba, I've been involved with rum tastings, and we've tried and sampled different rums, and it really sparked a lot of, I say, similar debate or conversation. It was all positive in terms of I like A versus B, or I like C versus D, and I always found it was kind of another, it kind of was like the cigar experience in a lot of ways, at least the guys I was drinking with, they weren't looking to just drink rum to get tanked.
Right.
There was, so it was, I mean, I know there are guys who do that, okay? And but I'm just saying there was kind of something very debonair about it that I haven't. The other thing, I say the whiskey business is something, again, it's a similar thing as well. I just went to an Irish whiskey tasting in Charlotte here about a month ago, and it was kind of the same thing I noticed, so.
Yeah, no, it's very parallel to us. It's very parallel. So it was wine, It's all stuff that you have to build a palate towards, and that you find something you like, and then you try to find that same, nuances in other brands and other stuff. Like, you might like Debonaire, but also you like, you smoke some Tats, you smoke some Liga, you smoke some Astons, you smoke all across the board, right? You try it all. And you'll see there's certain cigars in each guy's line that kind of hit something that you like. You really can't put your finger on it, but I like that. And then you smoke a cigar from another maker, and you go, you know what, that's kind of got a familiarity I like. It's a little different, but it's close. That's what it is in the spirits world. When I drank, I was a Scotch guy, but I did drink a lot of rum too. I mean, down in Central America all those years, and I drank Barceló, that's from the Dominican, Flor de Caña from Nicaragua, the Quinceañera, the 15-year-old, that's really good. But I always found it to be a little too sweet for me. In the point that not like sweet, like sugar sweet, it just was too much sugar heavy, like on the head, Or Scotch was just more of a palatable drink to drink, But, it is what it's. I'm telling you, the rum people I've met, they're awesome people. And this year I'm going to really try to help bring that to market and do it the right way in the States. And I have some great people that once they come on board, and I can bring them and let them talk, because I'm not the guy to do it. I'll sell it. I'll do the best job. I'll be able to explain it to you. But these are the people that drink it, understand it, live it, breathe it, and they're the ones who will bring it to you,
Yeah, I know, Phil, you've talked about this before. Why is it a little more difficult to introduce a rum into the States?
It's just ATF. I mean, the licensing, some states are run by the state to buy liquor, like the store is a state store, so you got to go through the state. Some states are franchise states. That means that you only sell to one person in that state, and once you sell to them, they have the rights to it, they register it. So ever to get it back from them is a nightmare. Then there's open states, which you can sell to 5 or 6 different people, and it's a very locked down, very controlled business from both sides, governmental and people themselves who've been doing it since after Prohibition. So it's not that easy at all. Nothing's easy, but you got to concentrate on it and work your way through it. And I'm telling you, it's no joke. There's no joke. They know what these guys got it locked down.
Oh, I bet. Yeah. So that's for sure. That's
old
for
school.
Sure. Yeah. Old school, yeah.
Real old school.
Aaron, anything you want to add on that?
I don't think so. I'd say for me, my favorite rum is El Dorado 21. Just it's a really sweet rum. It's almost syrupy, but that I really like sweet stuff, so that kind of fits my palate.
Yeah, I got hooked on Santiago rum in Cuba, so it was really I just thought it was really good. And then the Flor de Caña, when I went to Nicaragua as well, very much enjoyed that as well. I may have a glass of it maybe in the next segment, I'm thinking.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, Phil. Again, thank you so much for appearing on the Stogie Geeks. Thanks for the support. it's incredible. We look forward to, many more years of just continuing to follow your journey as well. And to you and your family, have a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year if we don't talk beforehand, but I'm sure we will.
Yeah, Godspeed to all of your families. God bless everybody. I just thank you for all the support. Thank you so much for everything you do for me. Thank you, everyone out there. Keep smoking, keep enjoying your life, keep being Debonaire, and just thank you for everything you do for all of us. Godspeed, blessings, success, and always be Debonaire. Thank you so much. Have a great evening. Have a great holiday season. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and all in between. God bless everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.